That's right, knocking out the competition, much like they do in hockey, giving them a 1-2 hook and skating to the finish line. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, only place Crevonte giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
We're back again with another video. We're doing a preview. That's right. It's correct. NHL. Here on the Flex Zone Podcast, we talk about it all. The hockey championship is less than 24 hours away from start, and we're giving you our Flex Zone preview right here on the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do all types of content as you see. We can talk more hockey as well if you like. My boy Crevonte is heavy into the betting as well as keeping up with the hockey, much like myself. And of course, hit that like button, smash it, comment down below, let us know your prediction for the Stanley Cup Finals between the Tampa Bay Lightning and Colorado Avalanche. Smash that bell for all notifications. As I said, subscribe. Gotta introduce my co-host, my brother, the right-hand man, the voice of reason, captain of the goofy ship, the man who calls it out each and every place it is, the commander himself, the commander lawyer, Crevonte. What's up, my brother?
Hey man, what's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, this is some exciting time, man. The hockey playoffs rivals the baseball playoffs, and as far as like excitement and the we don't know the what like we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So this is good that we getting into it, man.
Hey, brother, I'm happy to have you here. Last week we was talking about the Goofy Commanders. This week, Stanley Cup Finals. We do it all here on the Flex Zone Podcast. But let's get into the preview, and I'll get your thoughts, Crevonte, as well as from a betting standpoint as well. Crevonte, our resident gambling expert here on the Flex Zone. But coming into this series, Stanley Cup Finals, we know might be the best trophy in all of sports. The Tampa Bay Lightning going for their third consecutive Stanley Cup Final, which will make them just the fourth team in NHL history to do so. But they are facing the best team possibly in their dynasty run in the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Avalanche been off for 8 days. Crevonte, they swept their second round, their conference final series, and the Lightning are coming off of only 3 days of rest after defeating the New York Rangers in the series which they were down 0-2.
Yep.
Game one is tomorrow at 8 p.m. I just wanted to get some more information. In 2016, 2017, Avalanche had one of the worst records, finishing with only 48 points in 82 games, and they have pretty much built themselves back up, much Warriors-esque, if you want to use a comparison for basketball, being one of the worst teams using a draft and using some trades to develop their roster as well. And just wanted to kind of get, I believe the Colorado Avalanche, Crevonte, have only lost 2 games this entire postseason, by the
Yep.
way. So that's another fun fact for you. And let me see. The Red Wings, Blackhawks, both won 3 Stanley Cups in a 6-year period over the past 2.5 year decades. And the Lightning are pretty much on their way as well. Like I said, they can be the first team since the Islanders won 4 in a row in 1980 through 1983. We had the Penguins in 2016 and 2017, and the Lightning as a recent team to win back to back as well. So, Crevonte, when you look at the Stanley Cup final, man, looks like it's going to be a very, very interesting finals. Looks like we got the two best teams in the NHL going at it, the dynasty of the Lightning and the upstart Colorado Avalanche.
Um, these are the top two teams in hockey, and this is what we all want to see. And no matter what the sports, no matter what the sporting event is, we want to see the elites go at it. We want to see the top two teams go at it. And like you were saying, the Colorado Avalanche only lost 2 games through their first 3 rounds of hockey, and they were actually both losses to the St. Louis Blues, which means they swept the other 2 series, and that was the game, that was the series that was in the middle, that was the semis. So they swept in the first round. I believe they swept the Predators, if I'm not mistaken, and they just swept the Edmonton Oilers, who are a very, very high scoring team. And they went and they beat the Blues in 6 games. So they look like they walked. They look like they walked to the finals, kind of like in those LeBron days in the when the Eastern Conference wasn't as hot. How LeBron James used to just just pencil him in the Stanley Cup. The Colorado Avalanche have pretty much walked. I think they had a little rough patch against the Blues for the most part. They walked to the Stanley Cup. Now the Lightning's role was a little bit tougher.
Right.
Um, I believe did they go to 7 games against the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Seven, I think it was 7 games the first series. I know they were down 0-2 against the Islanders. Didn't look good. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think they were gonna come back.
Oh, Rangers, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
Rangers. Excuse me.
yes. This team actually plays at Madison Square Garden. So yes, they were down 0-2, and Byron, you were talking about the betting and me being into it, and when they were down 0-2, I wanted to take them to win a series so bad.
Mm,
I definitely wanted to, because something told me like the Lightning not going out like that. Tampa Bay is not going out like that.
right.
Like they're not about to get swept. I don't even think they're going to lose, and I let the opportunity go right by me. But that's the game though. Um, so yeah. So needless to say, the Lightning did not have as much of a cupcake walk as the Colorado Avalanche, but this is by far the Avalanche's best competition. Um, and it's honestly not even close.
Now, Crevonte, real quick. The Avalanche, they defeated the Nashville Predators, swept them, beat the St. Louis Blues, as you mentioned, in 6 games, and swept the Edmonton Oilers. The Lightning, they beat I just had it in front of me. They beat the Maple Leafs in 7. Panthers, they swept them, and Rangers in 6. The Avalanche, though, they have a high-powered offense, play a fast-paced, pretty much a strong power play, more up and down the ice. And the Lightning are more that half court, pick you apart, matriculous offensive team, veteran led with the experience. You always say experience in a series like this is important, but how do you think about the two styles? You got a fast paced team and a kind of a slower paced team, if you want to say.
I love it. I love it. Like watching your two. If you're giving me the two best guys, I love it when they do opposite things well. One thing I'm going to point to, and when I was betting heavy into hockey last year, kind of COVID kind of jacked me up. I kind of fell back from hockey a little bit after the whole COVID thing. But one thing I knew last year and I knew this year, no matter what, the Lightning's goalie, Andre Vasilevsky,
Hmm.
he is arguably the best goalie in the NHL. And it's not really close. He's at least head and shoulders above the next guy. And now don't get it twisted. The Avalanche have a good tandem as well, but Mr. Andre over there is a bad dude. Um, Now we're comparing a great offense versus a damn good defense, because the Lightning as a team, as a defensive team, is pretty damn good as well. They do a good job at helping Andre cover up the net. So one thing I think the Avalanche will have to switch up is that they can't bore. I don't think this is not a series where you can bore Andre into a mistake. He's too locked in.
Right.
You need some bobbing, you need some weaving, you need some shots from different angles. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds, because we got the Avalanche as a high scoring uh offensive heavy team, and the Lightning could get it going too on the offensive side of the ball. Don't get it twisted,
Right.
but I think their calling card would be defense. But both of these teams are each other's best opponent thus far, which I love for a championship game, and I can definitely foresee this going the distance.
Now, the Avalanche do have home ice. Now, that doesn't really mean anything in hockey. Obviously, Cravante, you mentioned about the goaltender. being very, very important. But they are doing what are they doing? A 2-2-1-1-1 format. Game one, as I mentioned, is tomorrow. Game two will be on Saturday. Game three on Monday. Game four on Wednesday, next Wednesday. Game five next Friday, the 24th. Game six, the 25th. And game seven, the 28th. Only reason I read that, Crevonte, because I feel like this could be a 7 game series.
Oh yeah, yeah. I foresee this going. This is going to be a back and forth, knockdown, drag out. Um, yeah, and I can also foresee, even though Andre is one of the better goalies, I foresee a lot of goals um being scored in the series. I believe the over under is at 6 um for game one, and I also believe the Avalanche. Hold on, I have the numbers. The Avalanche, I believe, are favored.
Okay. I would definitely take that over. I could see 6 goals minimum.
Yeah. I can see. I listen. It could be a lot of goals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at some point, Andre's not gonna play every game. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be a nice little drop off at the goaltender spot for the Lightning when Andre leaves the net. Let me see. That is. Oh, this is for the. No, I got the odds for the entire series. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I want to say, yep, I had the Lightning. No, yep, the Avalanche are favored at minus 155 on the money line, and it's the line is 6 goals for game one. Now I also have the lines for the series, um, which is very interesting. Okay, so to win the series is minus 175 for the Avalanche, plus 150 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Straight up. They have the Avalanche to sweep plus 800, the Lightning to sweep plus 2,000.
Mm.
To win 4-1, the Avalanche are plus 400. To win 4-1 for the Lightning is plus 1,000. To win 4-2, Avalanche plus 400. To win 4-2 for the Lightning plus 600. To win 4-3 plus 400, for the Avalanche, and to win 4-3 for the Lightning is plus 650. I do think it's gonna be a 7 game series, so I ain't gonna hold you. I'll probably sprinkle a little something on both of them for whoever to win. As long as it's 7 games, it don't really matter. You're gonna crank one of them to win. But yeah, I think it's gonna be knocked down, drag out series.
Before I get your prediction, Crevonte, the Avalanche known for their depth, and they are scoring a whopping 4.6 goals per game throughout the postseason, and tied for the most goals as well. What are you looking for? What is your key to this series, and who do you have winning? I think we both agree, like we said, long series. Who do you have winning and why? And what is one thing that's going to stand out to you?
I really the biggest matchup. So just like in all sports, the goalie is just like the pitcher in baseball. Um, Pretty similar to has the same I guess influence as maybe a quarterback and like a center in basketball. Very very important positions for what they do and what they bring to the table. Okay, so maybe not quarterback, maybe more so like maybe middle linebacker, safety type. Um, these are all very, very, very important positions. It's up to the Avalanche to figure Andre out. I think that's the biggest key to the game because the Avalanche they have the offense to do it, but as you can see, Mr. Andre's numbers speak for themselves.
Right.
Throughout the playoffs, he's not giving up many goals, especially against the Rangers. He's just not giving up many goals just statistically throughout the season. I think he's given up a little bit over 2 goals game, which is not bad when you're around the 2 goals. Um, but it's gonna be the Avalanche versus Mr. Andre. Trying to figure that out, try to figure him out because he's what they call the stonewall in the net. And one thing I noticed is that when a goalie's feeling it and the goalie is showing his ASS, they call it spinning on his head, where it doesn't matter. Nothing's getting past. Everything that goes, it gets shot back, shot back, shot back. So I think that's the biggest key to the game is the Avalanche versus Mr. Andre. Them trying to find ways to score because we're talking about they're putting up over 4.5 goals a game pretty much, and Andre's not giving up more than two pretty often. And I think if the Lightning and Mr. Andre is able to hold them to 2 goals, this series they could win this series. But Andre is not going to play every game. Avalanche is, I think, a little bit more consistent in their net because they have two guys that's really good and interchangeable. So, I think matchup and the Lightning it's going to have to be lightning in the bottle because their offense is going to have to come to play because the Avalanche have a lot of shots on goals, so
Right.
they're gonna make Mr. Andre work, but Mr. Andre is a worker, so I don't think it really matters much, but I like this in 7. I'm leaning I want to lean Avalanche
Hmm.
right now. If you asking me right here, right now, this evening, I think I'm leaning Avalanche in 7.
Okay. And to your point about Mr. Vasilevsky, he allowed 6 goals in game one against the Rangers, but just 1 goal in the final 3 games of that series, which was the difference in them advancing, coming back from down 0-2. Contrast of styles, Crevonte is leaning Avalanche in 7 right now. That could change. We'll
Yeah,
revisit
yeah,
this.
yeah.
We'll revisit this. Hopefully, if you guys like these types of videos, we'll do another one, probably to recap what's going on in the series. But hey, it's hard to bet against the champs. They've won 2 straight Stanley Cup Finals, and until somebody beats them, what, 4 times, Crevonte, it's going to be hard for me to bet against the Lightning. And I think the Lightning could win game one tomorrow, even on 3 days rest. Just that veteran wherewithal, that rust of not playing for 8 days. I think that could hurt the Avalanche and slow them down early on.
So now that you bring it up, Byron, I like the Lightning in game one though.
Right.
Especially at I think they're plus 150
Okay.
um in game one. So I mean that's not a terrible bet. That's not a terrible bet. They're actually plus 130 on the money line, which is not a bad bet at all. But since I'm saying this series is gonna go 7, I think I'll sprinkle something on both. The plus 400 and the plus 650. Um
As you should.
if either way I'm gonna win a little something because it's all plus money. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I actually I like the Lightning for. I would probably bet the plus 1.5 is no real value. Um, plus 130 on the money line. I like over 6
Me too.
at minus 115. Um, plus 1.5 basically for the Lightning to cover plus 1.5. It's at minus 195. Like I said, there's no real value there. I mean, for all that, I'll put the plus money and have the Lightning to win just outright. So yeah, for game one, my favorite bet is the over 6, and I think I would sprinkle a little something on the Lightning to take game one.
Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think it's the best trophy in all of sports. I like how they drank the beer out of it.
It's tough. I like
It
it.
is. And they put everybody's name who's won one on a trophy. So each year it's updated with everybody's name who's won one. And if you've won multiple, I think you're on there multiple times. So let us know, hockey fans. Let us know, Flex Zone family. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about the Stanley Cup Finals. Crevonte is leaning towards Lightning in 7, but that could change. We'll revisit that. I'm going to stick with the defending champs right now in 7 just because you don't see three-peats often in today's society of the
It's
major
tough.
sports.
It's tough, man. It's
And very
tough.
tough.
But Tampa Bay can do it because
Yes.
I mean they've been resilient all playoffs. Like they was down 0-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals, man.
Yep.
I feel like they was going two. Was they going two matches per game?
They were
Oh,
going to Tampa. I think it was going to
no,
Tampa.
no,
The first two
yeah, you're
games was,
talking about
yeah,
the
New
home
York
ice.
had home ice, yeah. And
Got
like we said, home ice, man, it's something. Let's see who gets hot goaltending wise, who can score. Do the Avalanche get that home ice with that 52-80? The Avalanche have that atmosphere, in Colorado and Denver.
Yeah,
So a lot to look
yeah,
forward to, Gravante.
yes, yes, yes. Oh, and before we get up out of here, I was thinking maybe we should maybe this could be a topic at a later date, maybe for the show or just for a video. Let's compare these trophies,
There you
the
go.
professional trophies.
I'm all for it. I like what the Stanley Cup brings. A lot of good trophies out there, leftly with all these soccer leagues, and I'm sure we can definitely have a great debate about that. Crevonte, as always, let the people know we only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Yes, check out all our other videos, smash that like button, hit that bell for all notifications, subscribe if you're new. Hey, let us know what you think about the Stanley Cup Finals. Anything you're looking forward to? Are you taking Crevante's betting advice, taking the overs, the unders, sprinkling a little money on both? Because Crevante is a winner. Hey, and we'll talk about it here. We'll definitely do some recap. If not before the end of the series, definitely by the end of the series here. God's favorite host. Got my boy Crevante with me. Anything else, Crevante, before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I think that's pretty much it, man. This should be one for the books for sure.
Couldn't have said it better myself. For Crevante, God's favorite host, BKD, let us know your predictions for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche. And until next time, y'all, we gone. Peace.
Peace.